Welcome. I'll stop starting like that. Welcome to KIllco Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. And I feel like I say more than that. But here we are. It's Friday. Congratulations, you made it once again through another week. So did I. I feel like I just did this, but here we are. On a very strange weather day in the New England area in my state, where it's just rain and kind of snowy and kind of sleety. It's a bit weird. Scott Moody, welcome. Happy Friday. I only decided what I was going to do tonight about 5 minutes ago, give or take, because as usual, I'm super prepared for all of these streams. And this was, kind of thought about it a little, like yesterday, but I fell asleep and I forgot. But this is pretty much a case of grab whatever's nearby and drink that. Thank you. I picked it out myself today. I was actually listening to something earlier, trying to get myself motivated to do this. Because I felt very tired earlier today. It's no fun. I don't know if it's the weather or me or both, but this is just one of those days where. But tonight's theme, do I have a theme? Do I do themes? Theme is kind of just your typical lineup. I wanted to try a bunch of different things, all stuff I've reviewed at one point or another. I will be doing, I'm trying to think. It's not working. I realize I have to do more content. That's a disturbing thought. I'm going, welcome. Hello. Because of all the whiskey I've been getting lately. I've been accumulating it to the point where I still have zero space on my shelf. And they're all sitting behind me on the floor, which is not cool. It's not cool. Not professional. We're professional here. So I have to try to decide when I will release content, how I will release content, if I will release more content, because that sounds exhausting. But granted, this is what I do as a job kind of thing, which reminds me about the other thing that I always forget to do, because life. There we go. So basically, I'm going to pour 3 drinks. We have what I reviewed this week, because that seems to be something I like doing occasionally. The Weller Special Reserve. This one, Elijah Craig. This is a store pick specifically from the place I go most of the time. It's a little higher proof, but yeah, whatever. You need a poke? You're welcome. I do kind of, well, here's the thing. There's something at my parents' house that could be considered a shelf/bar thing. I forget what it looks like, but it's been there for well over a year. We keep talking about me bringing it in here, but it's a big, clunky kind of thing. So it's a thought process. It's something in my head right now, but it's more a matter of how to get it here. Because I'm not sure it would fit in my car. But, you know, the weather hasn't exactly been ideal, but at least not today. The Roop, welcome. Happy Friday indeed. Where was I? Oh, yes. Number 3 is going to be this thing because I haven't touched it in a while. I mean, I definitely drank some of it. Maybe I'll make an old-fashioned out of this later. I haven't tried that yet. I've actually been making a lot of old-fashions lately, and I don't know why. Probably because it's just like a lot of alcohol, and then I can sip that over a long period of time, like a longer period of time. I don't know. Hi, Mom. It would fit. Okay, if you say so. We haven't tried yet, but I think I have to clear out the back seat of my car. There's still probably a good amount of junk in there. Also, let me know if you're drinking anything tonight, today, this evening, this afternoon, whatever. It's not dark yet, so we'll say this evening, afternoon. This weird time in the day that I have a hard time saying. Because it used to be Friday night drink streams because it was dark. It's not dark anymore. It's Friday drink streams. Friday afternoon. Oh. All right, let's start pouring. Let me know your thoughts on this bottle, too. I don't know if you did or did not watch the video. Either way, this was certainly an interesting thing to receive and also to find out more about because the price of it, as far as the regular price, where it should be listed, it's like $30-ish, $35, something like that. I forgot already. But at that price, this is fine. At, $60 or more is something I wouldn't understand. We'll learn how to pour stuff properly someday. Someday. I swear I'm going to chip the glassware at some point trying to pour into these because I try to just say I don't have steady hands. Not as steady as I want them to be. So there's the Weller. I thought about doing this one as well, or, instead. But this is actually a really expensive bottle in general. Again, a donation. Would not buy this normally because I can't afford it. I've already drank half, and it's kind of a different beast because it's, it was on a boat for a long time. Really, I just wanted to get stuff that was around the same percentage. I think 45. Hold on. 47 for the Elijah Craig, and I think this is 40, 43, 43, 43. Hey, so let's do this. I was going to drink them a certain way. I've changed that just because of the proof difference. Not that they're a huge proof difference. We're talking 3 to 5% ish. Thanks for being here, Matt. I almost poured this in the wrong one. That would have been hilarious. Sort of. It would not have been hilarious, but it would also have been hilarious. That was a little more than I wanted. I almost poured this into the glass I just poured, so I would have had a combination of Evan Williams and Weller. That would have been a unique. Well, we're going to mix them all at the end anyway, so it's all right. Whatever. At least that's what I plan to do, because I always like doing that. Here we are with the Elijah Craig. That's a lovely noise. All right. And I have gotten in the habit of trying to pour this for the camera. But honestly, it's harder to do that because I have to do this and your hands get shaky. It's a thrilling experience, to say the least. But there we are. Those are some solid pours, we'll say. I think the middle one is the only one I poured correctly. The rest are at least an ounce or more. Whoops. RBA Whiskey, welcome. Yes, TGIF indeed. Keep in mind I do not have the same kind of schedule as other people. It is not I worked Monday through Friday. It's just I survived Monday through Friday. Well, this wasn't particularly a bad week. It was just a week, and it slipped by yet again. I have a habit of saying, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Never works. This is like the only thing I definitely guaranteed to do every week. So far, I've been doing it for a while. And mostly because I don't want to disappoint anyone who might want to be here. I don't know if there is anyone who might want to be here, but I should be here. It's fine. All right. So that's the lineup. I will show color and all that nonsense. This is the first one, clearly. Look at it. I've already forgotten what the first one is. That is Evan Williams Black Label. This one is, I'm going to have to lock this into my head, my brain. Second one is Weller. This is just the normal Glencairn with no label on it. Or no label? Insignia? Marketing? Hold on. Logo. Here we go. And the first one is Garrison Brothers. If you are not sure, it says Garrison Brothers right there. From Texas. Yeehaw. Yes, thanks goodness it's today, to say the least. And the last one, I always feel weird doing this with the glassware, but we have the 47% Elijah Craig. They all look the same to me. And this is in an aqua vitae glass, which feels weird since Roy is much more of a Scotch person. But I only have so many glasses, so there you go. Buffalo Trace kosher rye recipe. I think I've tried that. I think. Hell, you might have sent me it for all I know. I can't remember anything. But I definitely did try something that was kosher rye, I think. We'll see. All right, on to the drinking. I haven't had a sip today, so this is going to be interesting. I usually don't. Like if I drink before 5 o'clock, it's a bad day. Usually doesn't happen. Except for Irish coffee. That doesn't count. And even that, I've learned it's better just to use Irish cream and not whiskey. I think it was Rex in the Whiskey Tribe thing on Facebook. He asked about putting whiskey in coffee, and he didn't get it. I kind of agree. I like the idea of whiskey and coffee, but every time I try it, there's weird metallic-y tang kind of thing just from putting whiskey. Normally, it's like Jameson or Irish whiskey of some sort. which kind of can have that sometime for me, but it doesn't improve it. And with Irish cream, that definitely improves my coffee every time. Which reminds me, I probably need more coffee. I had a big old 24 ounce of cold brew. Didn't do anything. I'm still exhausted. Kind of exhausted. Not really exhausted. A little tired. Weary. There's the word. For the most part, I'm just going to smell these and drink these and chit-chat with all of you. And really, I'm just trying to figure out what I think is different between these. Whoa. There was a hint of peanut on there or something like that. Some kind of peanut butter. Normally, I don't get that. That's usually something I do not find typically. I know I didn't find it in that before, I think. But honestly, it's part of the reason I make videos, because I don't remember what I said the first time at all. Really, that is part of the reason I make videos. So I can go back later and be like, what did I say? Did I like it? Did I not like it? And I started calling the reviews first taste, because that's generally the theme of what I do. It's try something for the first time. But if I don't do that, I guess it's a review or a re-review or sample. I have plenty of samples still. There are officially 11 sitting on my desk. That doesn't count the 5 or 6 that are next to me. 5 that are next to me. And the number of samples that are behind me somewhere. Look up there, down here. I have quite a few samples for the next few weeks / sample Sundays. If I could drink 2 or 3 during a stream, that'd be great, because I could get rid of them faster, but I can't. And, spoiler, I had a weird experience today when the app / website I use, my browser was not a fan. Suddenly the malware and anti-virus stuff was like, no, do not go to this website. Do not. So I didn't. I don't know what's happened. I don't know why. I was trying to actually get the app back on my phone because I had to do a factory reset thing. That was fun. You have to factory reset your phone. It is unpleasant, I'll say. Because everything is gone now. I had to start from scratch. The phone seems to be working a little better. Also, I need to turn the volume down, because it has all these notifications and stuff. There we go. The time to drink whiskey. Joys of cell phones, by the way. My countdown is almost over. Yes, I know. It's over 15 minutes ago. I haven't had a sip. It's been 15 minutes. All right. Is anyone else drinking something? I know RVA Whiskey said he's having the Buffalo Trace Koshia Rye. And this is Evan Williams Black Label, which I don't particularly like that much, honestly. I mean, I drank that entire bottle almost so far, but I haven't had it in quite a while. So the first time I'm coming back to it. And there is still that something about it that I do not enjoy. And I can't quite place still. It's like this weird fruit note, something like that. That's fine. There's something else about it. And it's something I noticed only because when I get Evan Williams Bottle and Bond and add ice, and it starts to dilute the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, it, starts to taste like this, and it doesn't taste that good to me. As a neat pour, anyway. As a mixer, I'm sure it's fine. Plenty of whiskey out there is fine in mixers, believe me. Ugh. Really, I'm just trying to tell the difference between these 3. This one smells better. This is the Weller. I just like it better. The Elijah Craig has a similar smell as the Evan Williams Black. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on. Not terrible. I still can't quite place it. It's almost like a ripe fruit thing. Like if a fruit's about to go a little too long, that kind of thing. It's not a terrible smell, but it's definitely like, oh. Oh, I should also announce I may be doing, emphasis on may be doing, for those of you who are the regulars, that I might be doing a combo stream where people actually come to this stream and visit and chit chat and that kind of thing. Plenty of other whiskey tubers have done that and will continue to do that. I am trying to keep mine as chill and relaxed and not. How do I put this? There's a thing going on in the whiskey tribe right now. Whiskey tube. With I know ADH Whiskey is hosting a big like face-off thing, and as soon as competition or butting heads, even in a friendly way, happens, I get very tense and uncomfortable immediately. I think that's happening on his show tonight. There's something going on. Something about something versus something. I know I saw it and I was like, oh, I wasn't severely interested. And again, competition and what's the other word I'm looking for? Bravado, that kind of thing just bugs me. What? I would recommend the white label if you like high proof stuff. That'll give you a better. Well, for me personally, it tastes better, and even that I'm getting a little tired of because I've been drinking it semi-regularly for the past year at least. Iron Root 80 comparison earlier. Discovery 4. Ooh, I heard about Discovery 4. It's Bardstown? I assume it's Bardstown because that's the only thing I've heard. That's one that I don't even think is around here. I haven't looked, but I haven't seen it either. I did ask at the liquor store about Blue Spot. Apparently, it's something I can get. Wills, welcome. I hope you're well. I know the stream donation stuff went well for Mash and Drum. Is that Wednesday? Thursday? What day was that? Wednesday? Wednesday. That was pretty amazing. That was awesome. I hope all of that gets to you ASAP. I tried to help, but not exactly as big a channel as Mash and Drum. So, we do what we can. I should do the thing. Oh gosh, there's so much to do before a stream starts. You have no idea, unless you're a streamer. It's madness. Like I have to broadcast everywhere I can think of. The link just so people might be interested. That's bonkers. And of course, I do that like 5 of because that makes sense. It doesn't. I did what I could, which is not as much as I would like to. I really like the idea in the whiskey YouTube community of doing donations for stuff or helping other people out. That feels good. It feels like what people in I don't want to say privileged positions, but you have to admit that if you're a whiskey person, I mean, even me, I'm not technically a whiskey person, and holy crap. But if you're in a position where you can spend a good portion of money on whiskey, unlike, I want to say unlike me, but then I have this behind me, and that kind of defaults anything I'm saying. But I do not have a giant collection or a house or 3 cars, anything like that. When you're in a position where you have excess, it's always nice to donate it to those in need in one way or another. That's pretty awesome. And I think the Whiskey Tube community realizes that because not only are they generous with their donations and their sharing, it's just they're decent human beings usually. I want to say this, I haven't met one I didn't like yet. Of course, I haven't really met any except Rex and Daniel so far, and maybe a couple others who were at some of the events I went to in 2019. So, what? Yes, that was a good time. But, Kosha, Edward Fulmer, welcome. Scott, you were here. Did I say hello? Hi, Scott. I think I said that, but I always forget. I did, I think. Hi again. If I start talking too long, everything just blanks out. Edward Fulmore, welcome. Oh, do it. I was thinking of getting one, but it would be a special order kind of thing at the store I usually go to. It's the thing. I want to just try the Blue Spot, but it didn't occur to me until after March that could be something I'd want to try. Like that could have been my St. Patrick's Day drink because I had the Redbreast 12 cask drink before, but this one was very different. And I've never had the Redbreast Blue Spot. The fact that it exists and is a high proof Irish is something that intrigues me because I seem to like high proof Irish. John T, welcome. Oh yes, and of course people at the distilleries I visited in Texas were very generous. I took a picture with a few of them. I actually know one of them. And I can't remember his name now. He is the one who runs. Hold on. Processing. This is what Data would say when he's thinking on Star Trek. Processing. I can't remember the name of the place, and I really like their alcohol. It's right there. It's where I can see the words. Andalusia. There we go. Whew, that was fun. So the guy who runs Andalusia, whose name I can't remember, of course, he was pretty awesome. I got to have a photograph with him in front of his still. I think they were just on vodka that day or something, but still, it was still. Still. Anyway. Andalusia. Yes, mother. It was. 'Twas. And we visited 7 of those places, and everyone there was very generous. Or, well, they weren't really generous. They were kind, generous. Some of them were. I think I got more than a couple sneaks of alcohol at a few places. They're just like, here. I know one of the best parts was, of course, going to Crowded Barrel and being there and having their whiskey and getting my free samples because I'm a patron. I feel so short. I think it's the camera. The camera has changed things slightly. Hang on, creaky chair. Do this, and then do this, and then get really close to the mic and talk really quietly. There we go. Oh, you can see my Scotch samples now. Oh, can't have that. There we go. Ha. There. Perfect. It's one of the things I'm supposed to figure out before I go live. I didn't. And for those of you just joining, I am having Evan Williams Black, Weller Special Reserve, and an Elijah Craig store pick. Just comparing. Not really thinking about it too much or talking about it at length, but then again, that's kind of what I always do on Friday. Again, it's a drink stream. It's not a review stream. It's a drink stream. So you get to drink, I get to drink, we get to drink, and it's great because, Friday, weekend, etc. It takes me the entire night to finish these drinks usually, but still, I'm starting early. It's fine. Creaky chair. And there is a noticeable difference between these 3. And if I had a better vocabulary, I would tell you exactly what they were. But I can't. And I know just sniffing whiskey isn't exactly the most entertaining content, so, gotta ramble on. Oop. Ezra Brooks store book. I feel like I've had Ezra Brooks, but again, there's a very good reason why I actually make these videos. It's not only to be mildly entertaining for people who watch, but also so I can go back and be like, did I have that alcohol? Did I like it? Did I hate it? I feel like I'm going to have to start giving ratings, but I don't want to. I really don't. I don't want to rate anything because some of them get a low rating. That's not cool. I'm trying to think of any kind of whiskey stuff that happened recently. Other than what happened with, this was technically a week ago, the Rocket Review. They are taking a break for reasons. I have no idea what they are, but that was sad news. I already talked about ADH Whiskey doing a face-off thing with other Whiskey Tube streamers, and thankfully he didn't say me, because 1, that would have been weird. 2, I don't want to do that. I might do the, he kind of intrigued me to do the 5 whiskeys Reddit said something about. I even pulled it up. I looked up what it actually was on Reddit. You're supposed to have 5 different whiskeys. Bourbons, technically. I think it started as 5 different bourbons, but you can just delete that and be whiskeys. Because that's what I would do, I think. Probably not. I'd probably do 1 for each. That might be a little more interesting than just saying 5 whiskeys. I could say 5 bourbons, 5 Scotch, 5 Irish. Those are probably the safest ones to go through. And I could go into Japanese if I had more than 5. But I think I have 3 or 4. Neek from the Barrel will definitely be on there, though. just to start. Oh, man. See, I can't even go search for whiskey right now. I'd like to, but that requires going outside and leaving my apartment. So this is why I've really liked liquor stores that have stuff you can search online and order online. Some even do delivery. Can you believe that? You can order a bottle of whiskey online and have it delivered right to where you live. That's amazing. That's true alcoholism right there. I can't even get up to go get it. Just drop it off. It's fine. Yep. I'm actually going to my webpage. My thing. Channel. Wow. I have not. If we're talking about Blue Spot, I have not gotten it. I know where I could get it, but it would also be a fair amount of money that I don't really have. I've spent way too much money on whiskey lately. Granted, you guys have been a vital part of that because the donation stuff. People have been sending me money. It is unreal. One of the things I like to think of these days is never in my life, never in all the 40 years that I've been on this planet, did I ever think I would have a time where I would think this thought, gosh, I have a lot of whiskey. Never. Even when I first started getting the whiskey, when I was actually buying a fair amount of these bottles behind me, like if you look from here back, you'll notice there's a bunch of stuff. There's stuff sitting on top of the whiskey, but that's because I don't touch those. Those are my expensive scotches, I guess. Rare bottles. It's also like peated scotch, stuff I don't drink that often. Lafroig is back there. I have a number of the Game of Thrones bottles, which I thought about doing a lineup of. Haven't yet. For whatever reason, bourbon seems to be my thing these days, just because it's cheaper. So there's that. Yeah. Showed up the bar next day. I like the idea. Like, I wish. How do I put this? I like the convenience. Like, if people could work from home more often and could have more things safely and easily delivered to their house, good. You know, less people driving around killing each other on the road, that'd be great. But also, I feel like our world would shrink a bit. However, I still wish, you know, I long for the days of going to restaurants and bars. Oddly enough, as someone who's very introverted and kind of likes to stay home rather than go places because of, you know, my problems, we'll say. There are things I miss about social settings because it's just been deleted. Like I used to go to the casino. I've said that many times. I used to go to the casino nearby and I'd have, you know, a couple hours there just mulling about, having drinks, you know, wasting money on games. Sometimes buying food. They have a good burger place over there. Haven't done that in about over a year now, I think. I haven't gone there. Oh, no, I have not. I'm like, CV, what the hell? No. I am a low risk person simply due to my mental health problems, keeping me relatively contained, we'll say. I live by myself. I'm in an apartment complex, so there's that. But you know, you wear a mask in the hallways. Don't talk to anyone. Don't be around people. As I've said before, the term social distancing is what I used to call active avoidance. Before everything started, I would literally stay as far away from people as I could. Like if I could not go near a person and not have to engage in a social thing of any sort, that was good. That's what I did. You know, even seeing people. Here's a scenario. This is how messed up my head is. If I was walking to the door of my apartment complex and there was someone in front of me who was about the right of distance where they might hold the door open for me, I would go around the building or go to a different entrance just because I wouldn't want to deal with that situation. It wasn't even a bad situation. I just want to deal with it. It's weird. Well, not weird. It's a peculiarity of my own existence, we'll say, I think. That'd be exhausting. Yeah, Cappy's does have Blue Spot, but I have to special order it. and it would be $90, which I don't really want to spend. If people want to donate so I can get the bottle, sure. But again, I said I have a lot of whiskey now, and I'm mostly concerned about, the important stuff. Like I paid for rent this month, and thankfully I'm one of those few people who has this month paid and next month paid. So I don't have to worry about it too much, and I can pay whenever I want, basically. But that is only because I got my money from the government because of my Social Security disability stuff. And, most of that goes to paying for where I live at the moment. Are they? What a shock. He streams a lot. I honestly cannot keep up with how often he is streaming stuff. I know there was talk about something going on tomorrow morning for me, but I don't know if anything's been solidified yet or not. Man, it's not a bad price, but it's also still $90 to me. And I keep in mind, I'm the person who feels weird about spending more than $40 on anything. The fact that I bought, I spent $100 on whiskey recently. I bought, well, they're behind me and I could get them. What did I buy? I bought a bullet straight from the barrel. It was like 60 something percent. And I bought the special thing that I wanted was Four Roses Select, which is something I couldn't afford normally. It's $60. I haven't had it, and I was very tempted to get another Four Roses from the barrel, but I didn't because I've never had the Select, and I would like to review it or just sample it. Doug H., welcome. Hello, cheers. Ugh. Yeah, I don't deal well with that many people. Like my thing was I didn't understand clubs or what else? Music events, like concerts and stuff, baseball games, sporting events, that kind of thing. Do not like. I cannot enjoy myself at those places when I'm surrounded by that many people where it just feels so uncomfortable. I mean, most people are fine with it, but not me. I just think like if one person here just lost it, things could go very wrong very quickly. Ugh. I mean, technically he is. Like, technically this is work for me because, again, donations, and this is the only thing I do on any regular basis, like twice a week. Like I get Friday and Sunday, possibly something on Saturday. I don't know if that's actually going on. It was $40. I saw it for $40, and I was like, well, at that high proof, and not having had Bullet in quite a long time, I was intrigued. I've been thinking about getting Bullet Rye and Bullet the regular bourbon. I don't even know if I've ever had that because Bullet Rye is one of the things I started with where I was trying to make Manhattans before I actually got into whiskey, just to get used to the burning and that kind of thing. But I was making them wrong. I was using the wrong kind of other thing. I only tried that recently. Maybe I'll make one of those tonight. I'm undecided. I'll show the camera. I feel weird if I talk about a whiskey and don't actually show it. Hold, please. Where is it? Yep. There we go. Bullet Bourbon. It's Frontier whiskey. Stop looking at me. Look at the label. Do it. The joys of being live and having your camera have an autofocus. I want to show the percentage. Nothing else. Where is the percentage? Welcome to guy holds a bottle near the camera until it focuses. There's like a sweet spot, but I don't know what it is, where it actually focuses on the label. It doesn't like this label, apparently. I've done this so many times, like taking pictures for my videos. Like this is what the video thing is usually. It's like that. There you go. You can almost see it now. And the percentage is 58.3, which is up there. And the Four Roses Select, small batch Select, and this is 52%. I had these slightly organized right now, where I have Open bottles, unopened bottles. Epic mustache detected. Yes, Bourbon. It is as epic as I can get it. But I tell you what, it's pissing me off today. It's doing things I don't want it to. I'm hoping that maybe, emphasis on maybe, next week I will go to an actual barber because I do need a haircut, kind of, and get this figured out. That'll cost more money, but at the moment, from the stimulus, I can probably do it without too much of a problem. Expensive place. That's why I don't like. I like getting a haircut at a place like that, but also I don't want to pay that much for a haircut. It's like $15 or something. I can go to a place where I can get it for less than 10. Problem is, there are usually a lot of older ladies there. And it's that kind of place, that kind of establishment where I just feel weird being there. But it's cheap. Well, there you go. Trying to remember what the name of the place is now. Hold on. Faiths. It's called Faiths. Ouch. Don't mind me, I'm just going back and forth at the moment. Schmelling. I did get my car fixed, John T. Well, fixed. Speaking of that, Mom, did you ever send me a text? I sent you a text about it. My father grabbed the, well, since my dad paid for it, I think, something happened. I think it was under warranty or something like that, which didn't make any sense to me. But something got fixed, and I don't remember what. And more importantly, when I checked the parking spot that I was parked in, whatever that leaky thing was, like that leak stain, was still there. So it's very possible I could have parked my car on top of that, had no idea it wasn't mine, and then came back thinking my car was leaking. But again, I forgot what was wrong with it. Ah, yes, they didn't charge us anything. But what did they do? If they didn't charge us, they did something. I know they did something. That's what I wanted to know, just so I can have that piece of paper and put it in the glove box so I'm aware of it. David, welcome. I want to say David Geschke. I've had problems with your names before. I know I have. I can feel it. Shane Long. Whoop, God, welcome. Happy Friday, indeed. It's Friday night, and here we are. And there is whiskey I don't want to pour on the floor. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Shush. Phone. David. I turned the sound off completely, and it's still binging. Factory reset has changed everything. $100 minimum. Why? I can't afford to live a little. And hello, Liberty Not License. I think I don't know. I can't remember who I said hi to. I want to try to say hello to everyone. But sometimes I'll just start rambling and not notice what's happening. That's fun. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I just want to get this fixed up nice. You know, that's really all I want. The haircut will be nice, but I just need this finally to be professionally done. I've done little things for myself before. My mother can tell you when we went to Vegas, I got a manicure. That was an interesting experience. I don't like people touching my hands. By the way, I don't generally like people I don't know touching me. I think me and Daniel Whittington share that feeling in common, where it's like I don't want to be touched for the most part. Attractive young ladies, if they want to touch me, fine, that's fine. But I still feel a little weird about it. I have the what do I call it? The ghost feeling is probably the best way to put it. It's like if someone puts a hand on me or touches me in some way, even for a minute, not even for a couple of seconds, and moves their hand away, it still feels like it's there for a little while. It's not a pleasant sensation, to say the least. Ugh. What else? Check for leak, replace brake light switch, which was under warranty. Okay. Brake light switch, huh? That doesn't surprise me, actually, because if that's what I think it is, this is something I will throw it into the nether, into the void of the internet. My Chevy Malibu got a recall years ago now to get the brake lights fixed because they're backwards. So if I push the brakes, the lights go off sometimes. And if I don't push the brakes, sometimes the brake light's on. You can imagine how terrifying and anxiety-inducing that sensation is. The Bourbon Wrench has arrived. The pregame, yes. Pre-gaming the pregame, indeed. I guess that's what I feel like I'm doing. As I said to you, There's no harm in drinking this early. It's okay. It's fine. Cindy is my mother, or Mama KIllco, as people have labeled her in here. Oh, wow. Pre-game to the pre-game, technically. Depending. I mean, some people don't switch to other whiskey tubers occasionally. But I usually try to mention that Trev goes on after me, and then ADHD Whiskey go on after him. There's a big to-do tonight on there. We'll see. One thing I keep trying to do is, one, I have to record more videos, because, again, lots of whiskey to do. And two, I want to do something for my live streams. Like, I need to have a Friday Drinkstream thumbnail thing. And as a graphic designer, I should be able to do that, but I can't come up with anything. I have one thing, but it's going to be tricky to do. And I think that's part of why I want to get my mustache fixed up. The idea is to have like my face or something like that with the mustache. And it says Friday Night Drinkstream. And I'll have a whiskey glass up. So like this. I won't look at that intense, but you get the idea. We'll see. Yes. Stoplight switches are a bit wonky. The other thing I have to worry about are my brakes. My brakes are they're like weird ass brakes for some reason, so they have to be replaced every once in a while. No problem yet, but I have a feeling that's going to be a problem eventually. Again. There. The menu is, I'm hungry apparently, the Evan Williams Black Label in the Garrison Brothers glass. The regular old Glencairn has a WL Weller Special Reserve, because I wanted to compare that to these, because I had the Weller on Wednesday, technically Tuesday, as a review. So I reviewed it for Wednesday's video. And number 3 in the Aquavite glass is an Elijah Craig barrel pick from a store I go to a lot. Just to compare them, just to have them, try them, mix them all together eventually, that kind of thing. Well, I was tempted. I was very tempted to take a nap, but I knew that would be a mistake. Sometimes when I feel like I want to take a nap, I just take a shower. That usually snaps me out of it, but only for a little while, so we'll see. I'm sure the whiskey is going to not help that in any way. Yes. I wish I could. Yeah, up here. For those of you who don't know, I got what's it called? The night sky or I forget what it's called. Unsurprisingly. It's called the night sky or starry sky, something like that. Beautiful painting. I'll show you. Going up. There it is. Woo! Going down. I probably got very loud. I just realized how close I was to the microphone. Sorry. It's okay. Yeah. Is that about right? Sure. Close enough. Creaky chair. Say hello to my hand. Yeah. Oh, the joys of cameras. Starry night. There we go. Hooah. But there it is. Another thing I want to do is get these eventually framed. I'll get to it eventually. They've only been there for years and I haven't bothered. I haven't had a sip of whiskey yet. It's 44 minutes in. Ooh. All right, let's start. Evan Williams Black. I get there. Oh, it burns. Not terrible. There's a weird tannin note in the black, I think. At least on the taste, which I'm not a fan of. Flaming Pig. I've had Flaming Pig years ago. Yeah, where did I have that? Hold on. That's not helping my brain any. Where did I have that? I gotta figure out. Something's gonna bother me, as it often does. As always, when we're not sure of something, we go to Google. That's how people learn, in theory. I know exactly where I was when I had it, but I can't remember the name of the place. I know exactly where it is, too. Another little bothering thing. I'm checking the map. If anyone's wondering, I'm looking over there. There's a bed and breakfast. Where, oh, where is the place I'm thinking of? Wait, it's near the water. That's right. It's right near the water. Is it Celtica? It's probably Celtica. It feels like it was Celtica. Yeah, Celtica. In Newport. Kind of a dive place, but near the water, downtown Newport, real nice area, at least. Uh-oh. Hold on. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Or I felt like I was going to sneeze for a second, and I muted everything. You don't want to hear me sneeze. Well, it's not fun. I think it does kind of sound like burnt bacon. Random news, since you said bacon. I think Robert Downey Jr. is investing in fake bacon. You can thank Twitter for that random bit of info today. I don't even know, like self-sustaining bacon, vegetarian bacon, something like that. It was a little thing that slipped past my radar. I was like, oh, and that was it. Interesting thought. I would love to eat meat that didn't kill things, but so far, haven't found a real good option. Other than burgers. What's the burger stuff we had, Ma? Impossible Burger, stuff like that. It's actually good. Tastes like meat is not. Yeah. Marketing. I should, but I never do. See, I'm not really awake in the well. I've tried to describe my sleeping no pattern before, and it shifts like this. So right now we're in the phase where I'm starting to try to get back to a regular kind of sleeping, and I feel like it's going to just jerk suddenly, and I'm going to knock out early and then wake up early, which I don't like doing. We're talking falling asleep before 12, probably 10, and then waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. Not fun. Right now I'm waking up around 10 and falling asleep around 2. At least that was last night. Or was it 3? Probably close to 3. It's wonky, as I've said. Oh, there you go. It's a good idea. Real bacon. I've heard it said different things. There are was it Canadian bacon, and then there's American bacon, I guess, and then there's I don't know. There's an idea. It might not be sanitary, but it's an idea. It's a thought. I can use for some reason you said that, and immediately I thought of having a Buffalo Trace bottle somewhere in there, just because, just to have one. And I don't drink Buffalo Trace that often, so there's that. Ooh, I gotta admit the Weller does smell a little more enticing than the other two at the moment. Oddly enough. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. My brain and my nose just cooperated for a second there. I smelled this Weller and I started thinking about E.H. Taylor. I think that's a good thing, but I'm not sure. Irish bacon, okay. I've only had what do they call them over there? Bangers and mash. Bangers with mash is really good. Not the best thing for you to eat, since it's just sausage and mashed potatoes, but it's good. Irish bacon. I think I've seen that stuff somewhere. Maybe. Oh, please. I think it's Buffalo Trace products. So I don't know if I'm noticing that specifically or not. Geez, those are slabs of pig, basically. It's not even bacon. It's just like, here's a chunk of ham. Enjoy. But that's from my American, what do you call it? Background? Yeah, it looks like tenders. That's what we'd call them here, I think. Rashers. That's what they're called, I guess. Rashers, because you have to ration your bacon back in World War II. Something like that. There's some random information that I'm not sure is true. Hold on, we'll find this out. I don't want to say anything that's wrong, but I'm wrong a lot. There's that. Am I of legal drinking age? No. Yes, I am. Our brands. God, they have a lot of stuff. Yeah. Buffalo Trace makes W.L. Weller as well. And they also make, hold on, they make W.L. Weller and E.H. Taylor, is what I meant to say. Ooh. So very similar. And that's why I was very happy I noticed that. For one, I like E.H. Taylor. That's why I have a bottle of it over here, which has been there since December, thanks to the mash bill. The mash bill, the YouTube channel, not the actual mash bill. But I've almost drank all of it, which makes me sad. Oop. Oh, God, that's the wrong thing. Oh, that? Honestly, I just picked that up at a shop. I don't even know what it's for. Oh, it's not a wreath, it's a moon. So, like, the bottom part's a half moon thing, and then there's a star. I just thought it looked neat. I put it on the wall. It's clearly satanic. Probably not. I don't remember where I bought it. Some thrift shop. Oh, I like that. I like that idea. We're going in for the Weller now. Oh. That's a little better than I had it on Wednesday. A little bit. Bourbon-y, if I welcome. It is. Exactly why I got it. It's like, oh, this is neat. Thunk. Put it on the wall. Cheers. Am I starting to pick up peanut and stuff? I don't want to. I do not want that. People have said that stuff before, and I don't want it. Dang, what did I do? I faked a song, and now it's stuck in my head for good, for the moment. That's from Beauty and the Beast. Ugh. What the hell? I don't know if I like this Elijah Craig store pick. What I want to do at some point, we're talking years into the future. No, probably sometime over the summer. Now I'm thinking about it, is trying out different Elijah Craigs, because I know there's the barrel proof, which I cannot afford technically. Again, donations. I have too much whiskey. Mostly what I want to do with donations is send that to paying off bills like electricity and what's the other thing? Electricity and not rent, because that's a lot of money. Electric, gas. I wonder if you can hear that. Those are the neighbors. They're very noisy. The other neighbors over there. So gas, electric. What else do I have? I have other bills. Cable, which I actually don't pay for. Thank you, Mom. Cable internet. I wouldn't be able to do this without the internet. And it's like $100 a month or something. It's stupid. I don't know why it is, but I don't even watch television. I don't have that kind of cable. I just have internet and phone, and I don't use the phone at all. I don't even have a phone plugged in. I have gotten samples of stuff before, but it didn't occur to me until, well, I want to say just now, but it's something that's been mulling around in the back of my head for a bit, where I can compare Elijah Craig, or just in general compare the same kind of product or similar products. Like I compare, I'm trying to think of similar proofs. That makes things funky. Eagle Rare, I could get a bottle of Eagle Rare pretty easily, thankfully. And now I have Weller, and then I have E.H. Taylor, except that's a higher proof. That's a much higher proof. So maybe I'm actually looking at the list at the moment. Whole Blanton's. I could get a Blanton's. No, we're not doing that. That would be a charity thing. Like if I help me buy a Blanton's, or help me buy something. Oh, there's the kosher whiskey right there. Ha. George T. Stagg. That's another one I've never tried. Van Winkle. Definitely haven't tried that. All Buffalo Trace products, by the way. I have had Buffalo Trace. It's good. It's not amazing, but I remember it was good. I think I reviewed it. That's what I was doing. I was checking my own channel for things, but I forgot what now. I wanted to check for... We were talking about a whiskey someone was having. And I wasn't sure if I reviewed it. Oh my gosh, why is this my brain? Huh. Right? Why would it? I don't understand. I've gone over this fact before, is that right now, at least in the country / state I'm living in, I don't understand how you're supposed to survive without being absolutely out of your mind, tired and exhausted and angry and frustrated all the time, because all you do is work for a place that you don't stay unless you're asleep, just so you can get up and go to work. And you probably don't like your job. You might have 2 jobs. You might hate your job. And you're also using your car or vehicle to get to your job, which puts wear and tear on your car, which means gas. You probably don't have time to make food, so you eat out. It's just, I don't get it. I can't do it anyway. There's the other thing. Like, I could find some kind of job, but I would absolutely hate it, and it would just make things worse. As I've mentioned before, part of my problem was that I was trying to do things that everyone else was doing, and it just took its toll, and eventually I had a real bad anxiety attack. So that was fun. Not fun. It was not fun. That's the idea eventually. Is I know other channels have done, sample giveaways, or I could even do like a Patreon thing if I ever get Patreon started. I don't think I have enough people who would be interested, because the last thing I want to do is open up my Patreon and there's one person who's doing it and they're giving me $1 every month. It's like, yay, thank you for the $1. That's like the lowest price I have. I think I have 6 different tiers. I do have a Patreon, and you could find it, but I'm not going to tell you how, because I like playing mind games. No, I don't. It's just on here somewhere. It's on the YouTube channel somewhere, but you'd have to go pretty far back to find it. I forgot what my ranks are. I'm finding them now. Blech. And I do have posts on there, but again, they're public, so anyone can do it. Oh, here we go. $1, $5, $10, $15, $25, and then there's the big one is $50, which is just nuts. Someone was giving me $50 a month just to help me with the channel and help me with regular stuff. I don't know what to do. And I wouldn't be able to do anything for anyone. That's the real problem, is I don't have merchandise or all that stuff that people do. I don't have the money to do that. I could do that, but again, it's $90 for a bottle. That's a fair chunk of change. But I have to tell myself, people did just suddenly start donating to my channel when I asked. As soon as I asked for it, I got, what was it, $70, $80 to help buy the Maker's Mark pack, which is still sitting back there. And even last Friday, I said, oh yeah, I wanted, right at the end of the stream too, I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to buy the 46 and try that first. Boom. Immediately had donations for the 46 Maker's Mark. That was amazing. Friday Trades with Doug. Welcome. I love that icon. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we have a Cox, COX here, and that's kind of the only option because I'm in an apartment complex. They said that at the very start. It's like, you are going to use them because that's all we got. Ugh. Ow, my everything hurts. Was a killer than a liar. Ooh. Emergency food distribution and social service in my country. There you go. Life is short, man. If anything, I've figured that out recently. I figured that out because in my brain, I turned 30 just a little while ago. I am 40. So as soon as I got, like, the thought is like, oh, I've turned 30. Okay, I guess I'll get used to this. I'm 40 years old. That's how it felt. Sort of. But again, I was also going through a very difficult coping with my mental problems phase for 10 years, which just meant being, having people throw pills at me on and off for 10 years, and nothing really worked till recently. Keep that in mind. Yeah, there's other ideas I've had. Like, eventually, my whole thought process on the whiskey tube thing that I'm doing is a bunch of ifs and maybes, first of all. Even people have started suggesting stuff. Like, they've been saying things about how I can get more viewers by changing the name of the channel or doing more content or doing there are things I can do. I can do different thumbnails. I can do clickbaity things, and I don't want to do that. I want people to be here because they just want to be here and they enjoy not only my company but the company of everyone in chat. That's the real important thing to me personally, and I want it to be kind of low key. I want to be able to keep up with chat for one thing. I don't want people to have to, donate or super chat to get my attention because I can't even do that yet. I do want to get to 1,000 subs someday. That would be cool to be monetized, but I feel like something could be lost having like hundreds of people in chat. I would like it, but also, ugh. Wise words, something like that. The ramblings of a drunken man who is at the moment sober. Oh, God. I mean, I'd like to talk to Mash and Drum someday. He's a very busy dude, I imagine. Plus, he lives in Ohio. So, another thing I was hoping to do last year was to collaborate with other channels by actually going there and being on their channel, that kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Like, I don't want to have a standoff or a tasting shootout or whatever the heck they call it these days, where it's a versus kind of thing. I want to have like a tasting thing. I want to say, all right, let's have these pours. What do you think? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't get that kind of thing. Things we should be able to do at whiskey bars and at whiskey events, but we can't right now. That's what I would like to do. Just enjoy a person's company rather than make it into a thing. Although the catch is with, events like that, people want to see that kind of stuff. They want to see whiskey offs or face offs. I think that's what ADHD Whiskey is doing tonight. He's doing something that has to do with the thing he's doing. But I don't remember all of it because I can't keep track of every single whiskey tube channel. And he's a very big channel, so he does not need my help at all. Well, he wanted to do KIllco Schwaggens. I assume he still wants to, but this is also stuff he was talking about before he got a job. And now he's juggling his job and his channel and trying to collaborate with other people all the time. I mean, it hurts my head, He's certainly welcome to come on here. We talk about something like that, but again, I don't want to be the guy who's pushing him in any way, shape, or form to do something. And I'm especially aware of when people start to push themselves a little too much. And that's something I don't do. I try not to because it's easy for me to burn out. If I try to do too many things and please too many people and make too many promises, eventually I just burn out completely. It's not good. It's bad. I can't do that to myself. There can be only one. There you go. Yeah. That's going to be a bit weird. I'm sure it'll be interesting for some, but I saw that and I was like, okay. It sounds like a lot of machoism and commentary. I don't know. Not my thing, we'll say. And there'd be too many people on stream. I've said that before, that if there's more than like 3 faces on a stream, I get twitchy, I suppose is a nice way to put it. Whoa. Whiskey is a distracting thing, by the way. I just take a sip of the oven, Elijah Craig, and I was like, what the heck is this? I did hear about it last week, I think. Who was it last week? It was Trev and Shelf Turns and it's the other channel I know of, but I haven't watched any of their stuff. I know they're out there. And I think they won. I have no idea. Power Keeper, welcome. Welcome to the show. Bourbon Blind. There we go. Yes. I think they won, but I have no idea. Because was I even watching? I don't know. My ability to stay focused on things is, let's just say, it fluctuates. So I may have started watching the stream and then got distracted by something else I was doing, and then eventually just shut the stream because I realized I wasn't watching it, and then come back later to wonder what happened. Oh God, it's awful. That's why I'm okay with seeing my numbers go like this during a stream. It's like 5, 10, 13, 9. Just that's my attention ability as well. It goes quick. I'm going through, and for anyone just joining us, I'm having Evelyn's Black Label, W.L. Weller, which I just reviewed last Wednesday, and Elijah Craig Store Pick. I'm trying to basically just figure out which one I like best. That's what I mean. I don't want to make anyone feel bad, you know? And more importantly, I have enough self-esteem issues, we'll say, and I am the worst critic about my own abilities. I don't need any help. I don't need anyone doing better than I do in the tasting, because I guarantee I don't know much. I like drinking whiskey. I like experiencing whiskey. And most of the time I just say, I don't know what I'm doing, because I really don't. I kind of do. I've had experience, I guess, but that's it. Still get. That's something Trev says. I don't even remember why. I'm sure there's a reason. Ugh. The processing issues is ADHD. Well, there's 3 things. There's ADHD, social anxiety / what do they call it? Generalized anxiety. That's kind of interwoven itself into my problems these days. They're not exactly sure which one it was, so they just tell me it's one or the other. And then bipolar 2, which means my moods are unstable, we'll say. Like today, I felt really hyped up, but also exhausted. It's a fun sensation. And I don't know if it's because I had to stream or because I feel like I'm going to do it. There's no reason for it. All of a sudden, I feel kind of like that. And the weather's not even great. It's like raining and snowing and bleh outside right now. So there's no actual cause. It's just that. That's what my life is constantly. And thank you for asking that question, because I don't want to not talk about my problems in an open, obvious way, because that's also part of the channel. Is I want to kind of kill, we'll say, preconceived ideas about, shame and disability, or mental disability, even both. Disability in general, I think. Because mine is not so apparent. And there's a lot of, as soon as you say mental illness or mental disability, everyone goes, just a little, like unintentionally. Some people don't. But a lot of people, it makes them kind of uncomfortable. And as I've said before in my streams, if you survive this past year, you probably have some mental issues, whether you're aware of them or not. The past year and the whole COVID, world plague thing, it's affected people, whether they acknowledge it or not. And probably not for the best, probably for a bad thing. Like I can only imagine how many children and stuff are growing up right now and just have this. They're gonna have like phobias, washing their hands or touching things. Oh, I can't wait. Whoa, things moved. I'm glad you're happy to be here, Scott. I always enjoy having good company and good conversation. Whoa. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, the causations were genetics, probably, or just the way I am as a person. It's not something that can be fixed. It can be tweaked. As I was saying earlier, I've spent 10 years of my life just trying to get something to work with my mental health issues, and eventually I got one that I've been taking for a few months now, and it's helping. It's like eased up the depression a bit, but everything else is still kind of off. Like I can't focus, and it's very hard for me to stay on task. The things that are important to people and that help with learning, especially, are not so great with me. The one thing that is it bothers me is that I can't stay with something. Like I've started and failed things so many times in my life. The exercising regularly, eating properly, general maintenance of my apartment isn't exactly great. It needs to be fixed to the point where I want to like hire cleaning people when everything is less crazy. What's the word? Hold on, I'll get it. Cognitive behavioral function, something like that. Goes a little off. I like to say I have a pinball brain. Ding, 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 ding. That's where my attention span is. I wouldn't be surprised. I know, like, I can. That's one of the reasons I like Van Gogh's stuff is I know he had a lot of mental problems early on. Unfortunately, he did kill himself, so that is also part of the problem. So again, mental illness back then wasn't exactly talked about, and a lot of times it's interweaves itself through artistic people or people with talent. Like you can look at some celebrities even now, and they probably have certain issues that they just don't talk about or that they don't want to feel they should share publicly. A few people do, but not many. Like I can definitely see some actors and stuff getting some kind of like celebrities, not just actors, but people of that nature. Usually something there's something or other, and not in a bad way. Sometimes it can be good. Like ADHD has mania, or actually no, bipolar too. Sorry, mania. That can happen, or manic episodes where you're just there's nothing you do that is wrong, and you feel great, and you can't make mistakes, and it doesn't matter what people think. Those are fun, but eventually you're going to crash, which is not fun. Ouch. Probably. Yeah, there's been talks about it. Like the one, this is very inaccurate, but when I watched Doctor Who, they had a few episodes where he was there was a character, well, an actor who played Van Gogh or Van Gogh, however you're supposed to say his name, and he did a wonderful job, and he played the character great. But he was tortured. He had a lot of problems in his head, and he had no way to deal with them. Come up, Whiskey. Welcome. Welcome. Jason Clark, welcome. Unless I said it already, which I can't remember. I am currently drinking three things just on a lineup to kind of compare them. Evan Williams Black Label, William LaRue Weller Special Reserve, and Flebit Elijah Craig store pick from a nearby store. I'm just going back and forth between them for something to do. Let me know what you're drinking. That's what I keep forgetting to say. Also, like, comment, subscribe, bleh, do the thing. YouTube overlords demand thumbs. Do whatever you want. I'm going to talk like Jack Nicholson's for a moment. No good reason. Whoop, whoop, things moved. Yeah, I wish I wish I could do checklists. I kind of do. I usually, if I have to go to the grocery store, I definitely need a checklist because I will definitely forget what I'm supposed to actually buy there. And I keep thinking about doing stuff for cleaning and getting things done, but I don't. The easiest thing I can do for myself these days is just kind of set aside an area and be like, all right, at some point, just get rid of the stuff here and clean it real quick. That tends to help. If it's usually when I'm doing something else. Like I have an area on my counter for my kitchen that is pretty much devoted to me making coffee. And what I need to do at some point is just clean it while I'm making the coffee because it takes a while to actually do it. It's a pour over fancy thing. So yeah, I'm gonna be there just doing something, doing nothing. And it's one of the few areas I like to keep kind of clean so I know where things are and don't have to think too much about it. Uh-oh. Was he? I don't remember the names of the doctors. I know that was an episode I liked, but I watched a lot of I say early Doctor Who, and that could go really far back. I watched Doctor Who for the first few seasons, I think, and at least there were 2 or 3 different iterations through there. I have a shirt. I'll wear it sometime, but I think it was for one of the Doctor Who episodes where there was more than one. I think it was 3 of them on there, actually, like a really old one. But I don't remember. I'll wear it on one of my streams someday, but I'll probably forget that. Nice. Break it wherever. We were talking about work earlier. It's not fun. But it's Friday. Most people are off work by now if they're lucky, at least on this side of the States. Some people, it's really late. Over the other side of the pond, anyway. I hope that me putting down glasses isn't too loud. I know when I do video stuff and edit the content, if I ever put a glass down, it's like clunk. Ooh. Usually that's cut out, but occasionally I don't do that. I forgot what that was. That's Elijah Craig. A weird noise. I wish I could open the window. It's actually cold out right now. That's what's bothering me. Is I like last week, the early part of last week, like last weekend, I could open the window and it was beautiful out and it was sunny days, and now it's just gray and overcast and cold and rainy. It's not fun. Trying to think. You did. It's a store pick I have. It's this third one right here. I remember, what was it, Lucy? The earliest one I remember is the young blonde woman. She was on there for a while. And then the guy was only there for one season, I think. And then the other guy showed up and she was with him for a while. And I think he left. So it's like the first 2 or 3 are the ones that I remember the most. And I say that not remembering who they are or what their names were. It's just called The Doctor, so it made it easy. But I think the first 3 is where I left off. I didn't watch anything when he got older. And then I think the Doctor is a woman, or was. I didn't watch any of those. I don't watch television. These are like things I watched on either Netflix or someone let me borrow the DVDs, something like that. That was a while ago. It was 10 years ago, probably. So each did. I'll show you the bottle. But it looks a lot like every other Elijah Craig bottle, except it says single barrel selected by Cappy's Fine Wine and Spirits. Barrel serial number 6194311, Rickhouse V, floor 3. Plenty of info, thankfully. And unfortunately, it's not up there. I'm actually going back and forth between the Elijah Craig and the Evan Williams Black. Because there's something similar about them, but I can't place it. The Weller is something I like the smell of. Like it's the one that I would lean towards more than the other 2 at the moment. And I was talking earlier about trying some Elijah Craig lineup at some point, like the So I can compare this Elijah Craig to not only the regular Elijah Craig, but also a different store pick, maybe something. Ouch. Because the thing is, I don't remember when I had Elijah Craig last. And that, I was trying to go back and look at my content, which I still haven't done. God, that's always fun. Let's see my own stream live. Ooh. All right, we're going back. We're going back as far as I can go. Technically, I've been doing this Whiskey Tube stuff for about a year. A little over a year now, I think. Officially. Like, I officially started making content in 2019. September of 2019. So next September, we'll see. Oh. Well, there you go. That would explain why they seem to have this similar thing that I can't quite place. I almost want to say it's a sour note or something like that. But that doesn't seem right. Rah! No, I mean, I'm just trying to go back for my own content. Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond, I've done. I love how it says 1 year ago. And I do have some clickbait titles from back then. My 4 bourbon recommendations, 2019. I don't know why I did 4, probably because I only had 4 at the time. 7 whiskey recommendations for beginners. No, I could redo those. Yeah, and then we get to 2 years ago when I just was doing my own little reviews. I think one of the, right here, one of the first actual reviews I did was on Highland Park 12. And then I did a Whiskey Adventure, which is about Iron Root. I picked up their bottle finally. And then Jim Beam Repeal Batch, of all things. Oh, there it is. Buffalo Trace. That's what I was looking for. Gah. Yeah, I did a review back in 2019 or 2018, possibly. Ooh. I wish I could figure out what the smell is between these two. That seems familiar. That seems to be running in between both of them. But I can't place it. Grr. I already know who the winner is, unfortunately. I've been doing this for, an hour-ish, and Weller seems to be at the head, which seems to mean that I will, since I already got a hint of E.H. Taylor on there, I don't want to be a guy who likes Buffalo Trace. That's the thing. But it seems like I'm leaning towards that right now. Because I'm liking the Weller. It's reminding me a little bit of E.H. Taylor. I don't remember what I thought about Buffalo Trace. I'm actually going to probably watch that video, see what my initial thoughts were. But Buffalo Trace gets so much hate from some people. And I do like Evan Williams Bottle and Bond, but like I said earlier, it's kind of run its course. It's still something I might have just because of the price. But I also know I like Wild Turkey. So I like Wild Turkey and Buffalo Trace right now, officially. What else do I like for bourbons? I have a Knob Creek. I don't know if I officially like Knob Creek. Oh, that's a special barrel pick too, so I can't really judge that. Whoa. Probably. I'd have to get some kind of Hackemer jigger. Here's the thing. I can't remember much about the Doctors, but I can remember the first episode of that new series. It's when whatever her name is, I want to say Lucy, but that's probably wrong. I'm thinking of someone else probably. But he meets her and there's these weird mannequins that are coming to life or something like that. I think that was the first one I saw, which was the first episode. I think. But that was the first one I remember. And then there were 2 other Doctors after him that I can remember watching. And then I think it switched over to an old man. One of my favorite episodes is, of course, the Don't Turn Back, Don't Blink, Don't Blink. That one's pretty fun. It's creepy. $15. I'm trying to think now. It's not working. But I can officially say, this stream is all official. Buffalo Trace and Wild Turkey seem to be the stuff I lean towards. So what I have to do at some point is do a lineup of Buffalo Trace products and Wild Turkey products separately, and then compare some of the favorites out of that. Well, that sounds like work, but it's mostly I want to know. I'm curious. Again, I haven't had many Buffalo Trace products, but and let's say there's been a fair amount of time in between them. So from what I know, I had Buffalo Trace early on. I had E.H. Taylor small batch recently. And then what? There's another. Oh, yeah, the W.L. Weller. That's the most recent Buffalo Trace thing I'm aware of. I'm trying to look back still. Back in time. Wild Turkey 101 was way back there. It was one of my 4 recommended bourbons. And unfortunately, you won't believe this co-op, but Henry McKenna 10 is in one of my earliest videos. The My 4 bourbon recommendations. And that was probably before things went crazy. High proof or low proof for E.H. Taylor? Because that's 50%. So it's high proof or 100 proof, whatever. I always seem to say the wrong thing there. I said percentage on It's Bourbon Night once, and they were like, wait, what are you doing? Hey. You know why? Because it takes me less time to say 50% than it does to say 100 proof. That's why. The only reason. Rose, that's right. Yes. That's the thing. It became really long. Like the Doctor Who series is quite a bit longer than I was anticipating. And I got to the point where there was probably a third Doctor. And like before he became the older Doctor guy, like somewhere before there, I just tapped out for some reason. I assume it's because I couldn't watch the rest of them. Like I wasn't able to, but not sure. And again, I don't watch television at all. True. Everyone is crazy. They just don't know it. And that's how you know they're crazy, because they don't know they're crazy. Whoa. Yeah. I will say this. The Elijah Craig tastes better than the Evelyn's Black. It's got a little more bite to it. Better finish, I think. Evelyn's Black is kind of But again, that's also a giant jug of it that I have. You didn't see earlier. This is the Evan Williams Black I have. It's taken me a while to get that far. The sad part is I can almost guarantee I will finish the Wild Turkey 101 bottle I have, which is the same size, before I finish that one. Probably. Where'd they go? Oh, and then the other two right here. Again, this was one of those moments where I'm like, I'll grab whatever's close and then figure out something. It does have a channel. What other episodes do I like from Doctor Who? Hold on. Other than Don't Blink, which was really amazing. It feels like there were others in there. Anything with the Daleks. The robot people things. No, wait, the robot people things were something else. The Daleks were the trash cans that roamed around and said, exterminate. They were fun. What else do I remember from that show? Gosh. There's so many episodes. All very interesting and amusing, entertaining. I had one that was like a werewolf or something, or monster. I don't remember. But those are fun. But again, I haven't watched any of those in years. Many years. What, these ones? The tiny ones or the big ones? I think I would have a hard time stowing this in my bag somewhere. These are good sample sizes, but they're full of scotch at the moment. Like those? Pretty sweet sized. I don't even know how many ounces this is. Something milliliters. 100 milliliters. That's pretty good size. How many ounces is that? I don't know. All right, perfect size. You can put them together. Like there's one like this, and then the other like this, and then another like this, and I can put at least 4 in a bag. At least. Yeah, the Cybermen, that's what they were. Do I have a favorite for the cheap end of bourbons? Well, the favorite used to be Evan Williams Bottle and Bond because that's a bottle for $15. That's as cheap as I can get. But I tend to lean towards Wild Turkey 101 as my favorite, and that's $25 in my area, which is why I buy a handle of it for $40 instead. It's a little cheaper in the long run for that. But I would consider that my favorite for the moment. Yes, giant bottle for bourbon. Here's the thing. You could send someone, conceivably, a 100 milliliter bottle of beard oil or olive oil, anything like that. That's fine. If you wanted to do that. This Black Label smells so weird. What I should do at some point, I should talk to Trev about how he has his setup for like right here, he has something that shows up. It's not super chats. What does he call it? Mega chats? So that when people donate, it'll actually show up and tell me. Because the only way I know right now if anyone donated is if I check my phone. And I don't do that very often. Yeah, nothing. Oh, wait a minute. Accept. You hear that? Sounds awful. Somebody just left the apartment and that dog does not approve of that at all. Sometimes that dog can go on for a while. I've also found I do tend to like higher proof stuff, but to a point. Like I've had Elijah Craig barrel proof and I've had Old Forester high proof stuff, and it's almost too much. It's enjoyable. It tastes good, but it's not easy to enjoy because it's just so high proof. It's just, every time you take a sip. 30 pounds. That's bonkers. Plus, I don't know how we'd get it over there. I mean, there's ways to get it over there, but I think things over on that side of the water are a little crazy right now. I think even Aquavita's had problems with that. And no nonsense. Like he had a stream thing the end of last month, and he had a whole little sample thing, but he couldn't get out to people in the States. What? Yeah. Hand delivery is great, to say the least. And as I've said on my others, well, on different streams, that was part of the thing I wanted to do. If my car holds up, was the idea of interacting with other whiskey tube people and being on their channel, but also being the guy who's like, all right, who are you going to see next? Okay, take these to him. Or the other thing I was thinking about, which has already been done now, it's like become a thing over the past couple of years, is delivery, like delivering bottles to people in a good way, like cheaper, to the point where I wouldn't get paid. They could tip me, but I wouldn't be paid to do it. So I would ask people, like if they saw a bottle at the Cappies nearby that they wanted, like Eagle Rare. They had Eagle Rare there for $35. They could send me the money, I could pick up the bottle and I would bring it to them, and then I'd give them the bottle, and then they could tip me if they wanted. Or they could say they'd pay for my gas money, something like that. Loophole. But now with the freaking whiskey delivery services that are all over the place over the past year, there's no point. Like people can get whatever they want, and if they have the money, they can pay the expense, because I know those services are not cheap at all. But again, I can send cologne to people or beard oil or whatever. That's something you could do if you wanted. Like again, I have plenty of hand delivered samples here. Some of them I want to try soon, and some of them I'm just like, meh, I don't know. Like I haven't been keen on scotches these days. Not because I don't like scotch, I do, but I have to be in like a certain mindset. It has to be like a certain time of year, even. And I've been put off just because of the tariffs from the last couple of years, where scotch prices have just gone. Unfortunately, I have this one, Mellow Corn. I'm kind of scared to try it, just because I've heard things about it, and I can only think of what the bottle looks like every time I look at it. Urgh. Oh, my car! It's a Chevy Malibu 2007, because that's what I could afford at the time. Technically, cost less than $20,000. Technically, I'm sure I paid more than that over the long run, and it's silver. And I thought it was leaking. Like I thought something on the front driver's side was leaking, either the brake fluid or the windshield wiper fluid is what I was afraid it was. And I brought it in recently, and as my mother said earlier, there wasn't anything really wrong, and they didn't even charge us any money for it because it was covered by the warranty apparently, or something like that. Sounds weird, but that's why I was concerned about it. I thought something was leaking, but then later on, I parked somewhere else, and the next day I looked under the car, and there was nothing actually leaking out of there. I think I was out of windshield wiper fluid, so they put some in. Well, that's it. Nothing seemed to be really wrong. But knowing that car and its age, I always am afraid of something. As my mother can attest, if she's still here, we had problems with the engine light kept coming on, and they told me they cleaned out the engine a little bit and fixed things up, and everything's fine. And the engine light finally went away. No one could figure out how to turn it off, apparently. Yeah, and he suggested I use a higher quality of gasoline because I've been putting the cheap stuff in for as long as I had the car. It was causing problems. So now I use the expensive gasoline. Yay. Fun. Blech. Yeah, there's a bitter tannin thing on the Evelyn Black, or a wood thing or something. There's something in there I don't quite like. I don't know why. Hi, Ma. We're talking about the car again. I hope I never have to do a stream where it's like, hey, help me fix my car fun. But that is something I'm keeping in the back of my mind if that does happen. And I'm afraid it will, but hopefully it won't. That's really the reason I'm worried about traveling in my car. Like again, I've had the thought of doing more traveling because as I have mentioned, I do not work. I do not have a day job. Oftentimes I can't because I don't function very well. I don't function like a human being. So I could travel and see other places, like go to Kentucky or go to Texas, or go anywhere I wanted. Technically, Ohio to see Mash and Drum, or I think. Hold on, who's the one? Oh, Whiskey Dick isn't far from me, I don't think. But that would only be if he wanted me to show up. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm close by, invite me on your stream, or let me drink your whiskey. Wouldn't want to do that. Everyone else is kind of far away. I think, Mashville and a bunch of other people in California. I can't think of anything else at the top of my head. I'm not sure where, what the hell is the name? I don't know where Bourbon Junkies are. ADHD Whiskey has moved around a bunch of times. He was in Connecticut, but I was not aware of that, so I didn't get to, visit him then. Wish I had. We could have met up at like a liquor store or something that I know of. And what else? I'm forgetting. Yeah, I'm not sure where a lot of people are, but I know there's a fair amount in Kentucky and a fair amount in Ohio and a fair amount in, like, I don't know where, gosh, he comes out on Tuesday and I can't remember his name. My Bourbon Journey. I don't know where he is. And Texas is Hot Butter Rolls, and of course, Habadabada. Whiskey Balls. That's what I was thinking about. Blah. I think Destination Bourbon, I have no idea where he is. I forget. He might have said it, but I remember things. Someday. I've never been to the West Coast. Oddly enough, a friend of mine right now is in California, traveling to visit a friend, I believe. Michigan. Okay. Bourbon Junk is in Michigan. And now I'm trying to think of where Michigan is, and it's not working very well. I gotta check. God damn it. God damn my brain. Why you no worky? I guess I have to do a deep dive into Buffalo Trace products at some point because it's clearly I like E.H. Taylor, and that's not something I want to say. I don't want to say I really like E.H. Taylor because I know it's not easy to get and it's not at a good price. It's overpriced, I hear. So there's that now. Yay. Oh, words, car stuff. Yeah. No, the only actual problem that's been since I got the car was the brake light thing, and they did recall it, but they didn't fix it quite right because Chevy, I guess. It does not. I bought the car used. I think it had less than 2,000. No, wait. It had less than 20,000 miles on it, something like that. So it was pretty low usage when I first got it. It was not even a year old. So I got it in 2008. It was 2007. So fairly new technically, but that was 10 plus years ago now. Ooh. There you go. There you go. I'm also forgetting where Washington D.C. is. Wow. I think of the state. That's the one thing that happens to me every time someone's in Washington. I think of the state, which is farther away. I think. Hold on, brain no worky. Trying to look up three things at once. Not good. Yes, Washington is far away. Washington D.C. is close. I think. Good, Aaron. Welcome. Michigan. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Michigan. It's one of the 50. Unless there are more than 50 now. I can't keep track. I think DC wanted to become a state. Oh, Michigan. No wonder. That's the weird one with all the ponds or lakes, technically. Michigan's the big one. It looks like an oven mitt. Sort of. Because it's also weirdly shaped. It's like, here's Michigan. And then there's another part up here, right next to Canada, that is also a part of Michigan. It's a little weird. Hi, Luna. It's late where you are. Good grief. You are. Just don't go crazy. Say hi to my mother or Mama KIllco. That's Cindy Clavey there. She says hi. I mean, kind of. If I say New England area, I think of Northeast. That is, I guess it would be kind of. It's not. It's not in the middle. It's kind of in the new northeastern area. Sure, why not? It's the northeastern area of the states, surrounded by ponds and immediately bumped up against Canada, if that helps. Again, I wasn't quite sure where it was when we started talking about it, so I'm not going to pretend I know that until now. Ugh. Yes, Washington State is on the West Coast. We were talking about Washington, D.C., which I always get confused, and I don't know why, since I know where it is, technically. Ugh. Northeast-ish, yeah. It's closer to the East Coast than the West Coast, and it's not quite in the middle. It's a weird spot. Is it just north of? It's north of Indiana, which is another place I don't think. Well, have I been to Indiana? I don't think so. I've been to Chicago, and I've been to Minnesota. Wait, haven't been to Minnesota, or was it Missouri? I've been to a lot of places, kind of. I don't travel much, but I've been to a fair amount of places in the States. I have never made it all the way west, though. The closest I've made it to the West Coast is Nevada, I think. Unless there was someplace closer to that we went to when we were traveling as I was a kid, but I don't remember. Long time ago. No, it's basically just west of where I am, but a fair distance west. Poor doggy. Stop. They'll come back, I promise. They always do. Ugh. I had a dog like that living next to me 2-3 years ago, where it was, if you can hear it, I don't know if you can, but as soon as its owner would leave, it would just go nuts. It'd be very sad that the owner left, and it broke my heart to hear it do that. Also, it was very unpleasant. Like, it was anxiety-inducing unpleasant because I felt so bad I couldn't do anything. God. No, I'm not a fan of Evan Williams Black. It doesn't taste bad. It's just there's something about it I don't like. I can't quite place what. Ugh. Does Michigan have any distilleries? And I don't remember who we said was there. I think he said Bourbon Junkies, but now I'm blanking out. Okay, so the Indiana, that's another one that's over there. But I have never been farther than probably, I've never been to Oregon. I don't know if I've been to Idaho. I'm trying to find Indiana now, god damn it. Arizona. Vegas, no, Vegas is Nevada. Why? I've been to a lot of places overall, but I don't remember where they all are, technically. And I have only started putting like little pins across the states not long ago. Yeah. DC may be giving statehood eventually. We'll see. I don't count on anything these days. The only thing I know about politics is right now it just bothers me. Not as much as it did the past 4 years, mind you. But it's just such, what do they call it? Political fear. It's politicians just acting out and being completely just unreasonable. It's nuts. I can't deal. I really can't. I just don't want to. I would like things to get done, but it seems like politicians are just not interested in actually doing their jobs. It's absolutely bonkers. Some of them are interested in helping people and doing things. Some of them just want to cause a scene. Unfortunately, again, I don't like getting into politics. I will to a point, but I'm not going to argue with people. I waste my breath. It's the internet. I have other things I can worry about. Whoa. Plus, as I said, it's a pretty chilled stream. I don't need to stress out over stuff any more than I already do. I remember Texas took us days to get through. Yeah. I have been to Yellowstone. That's true. I kind of remember seeing Old Yeller, Old Geyser, Old Yeller, Old Faithful. There we go. Wow. Topic? No topic, I assume you said? Not really. I poured 3 different whiskeys. We have Evan Williams Black Label, WL Weller, Special Reserve, apparently, and Elijah Craig's store pick. So we got 3 different bourbons. I'm just kind of comparing them back and forth. Slowly but surely. I've been doing that for over an hour now. Probably not. Like, if he's still going right now, no. I can do a stream of my own for about 2 hours, but then I'm burnt. At best, I might be able to do something tomorrow, if anything's even going on tomorrow. I don't even know. I think. I haven't checked. Maybe. And then I do a stream on Sunday. I've said before, I can handle about 2-hour chunks, and that's it. I've done 3 hours, but there's been a price. And not because I drank too much, just because my brain doesn't like to try to focus on things that long. Eventually, I just... No, again, I don't post what I actually am drinking because I usually don't have any idea until I start. 5 minutes before I start, I pick something. And this time I just wanted to compare these 3. It's not something I would do just by myself, you know. So far, the winner is WL Weller, or the one I prefer. I'm still going to mix them all together, but it would go. The one I like the most is the Weller. Second up would be the Elijah Craig, and third would be Evan Williams Black. Unsurprisingly, At some point, somehow, I'm going to be able to do blinds. I think one way I'm thinking of doing it is pouring 3 samples out and then just leaving them. Like do that on a Friday night, pour out the sample, or a Sunday. No, I do a Friday. Why not? A Friday or a Saturday or something. Just pour samples of 3 different bourbons or 3 different whiskeys in general, and then just leave them, somewhere in my apartment. And then at some point, I wouldn't remember what I poured. Like I would have an idea of what they are, but I wouldn't know which is which because I just leave them blank. But that's the problem, though, is I'd leave them blank. I'd have to have something on the bottom, I guess. I don't know. There's no way to trick myself, I can't pour them. I can't have a mystery pour if I'm doing it. And even if I did it, I would have to have some kind of list or some way to actually keep track so I could say what it was at the end. Thank you, Luna. I've been a fan of Nine Inch Nails for a very long time. So I like wearing their merch, I guess. I'm very picky about what kind of billboard my t-shirt is, I guess. Yeah. I mean, there is going to be a point in time where I'm going to do some scotches, but again, price has been a big thing, and I've had to feel like I want to do that, and I haven't lately. I haven't been into peat as of recently. I feel that's more of it's a seasonal thing with me. Like once we get into autumn and winter, maybe I'll get more into scotches and peat stuff again. But I also have a habit of doing just having a certain feel about a certain type of whiskey. Like I've been very keen on bourbons for a while now. Probably over the past year, I've been drinking mainly bourbons. But I do have a mild interest in scotch. But I have a feeling it's because I started with scotch early on. That's kind of teetered out. And I still like Irish, but I don't grab Irish immediately as a normal pour. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, well, that kind of fluctuates. As I said, it tends to go from about 15 to 5 very regularly. Not, like that, but it kind of goes like that, which is fine. Granted, I don't expect people to stay here for the whole stream. If you do, great. If not, I'm sure you have other things to do. But again, look forward to, before I forget again, possibly having guests. The trick is you will have no idea who the guest will be unless you're here. I'm not going to promote it in any way, shape, or form. I said that if I do have a guest, and I've already talked with one person specifically, if they want to tell their patrons that they're going to be here, fine. But for the most part, I don't want to have like a draw. Like I don't want to put that pressure on the guest. I want them just to be here because they want to be here and share drinks and chit chat with the group. Nothing crazy. Not even a head to head. Maybe we'll drink the same kind of thing and talk about that a little. That's it. Nothing crazy. I might show up. I know I'm gonna check on some other streams. Like I know Trev goes live right after me, so I'll stick in there for a little bit. That's about it. Probably. I'm probably gonna burn out before ADHD whiskey does his thing. But again, I don't like that atmosphere, competition stuff, and I have a feeling those gentlemen are gonna be very. There's gonna be a lot of testosterone going on. I think. No, thank you. Don't know, but I get the feeling that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I do have some scotches I like. That's another thing I need to do, just comparing scotches in general and seeing which I prefer. I've done which I don't like. That was a interesting stream. Like I found out Dewar's is okay, but the rest of them I don't like. And unfortunately, those are the like heavy hitters. I don't like Dalmore 10, 12. The Dalmore I have over there I don't like, which I think is a 12. And the Macallan 12 I have I don't like either. I'll be very happy to give that to other people because I do not like it. Yeah. That lot. What is that lot? Who are we talking about? What are we talking about? And again, I have a lot of samples. That's the other thing. And I can only handle about 2 samples a stream. Like even this. Like this is how much I've drank out of each of these. That one, I drank a little more of the Weller, but I also poured less. I've had only a few sips. out of each. And again, donations, that's the option. If you want to donate to the channel, if you want to buy a bottle, you can tell me. I have a certain store nearby called Cappy's, where you can order something online and I can pick it up. You can get in touch with me via email or Instagram. Those are probably the quickest ways, Instagram. Only if you want to. Keen on that. Like, I've had people say they're going to donate samples and they never do. So, and I'm not one to hassle anyone. Like, if you want to donate something, you will. If you don't, you won't. Simple. Oh, I bet. But again, I want to start with people I'm more comfortable with and familiar with. And those guys, like anyone who is a massive whiskey tuber, I would have them on, certainly, but I do the same thing for anyone. I will not say who it is until it's happening. Because I don't want to have that kind of draw. I don't want to have like a huge flood of people I'm not familiar with and not comfortable with just because they're on this channel. This is a very small channel. While I do want more subscribers, I do want to hit 1K someday. I want it to be for the right reasons, not just because I had a guest once or that someone else said subscribe to this channel. That has helped, mind you. I don't think I'd be at this amount of people subscribed unless I had other channels being like, go subscribe to this guy. So I was talking about this with other channel people at one point, that I don't want to inflate the numbers artificially. I want it to be a natural thing. I don't need it to be fast. I would like to hit 1K, but I can't. There's no way I want it to be quickly and suddenly, and then I have to just deal with all that pressure and that kind of feeling all of a sudden. I wouldn't like that. That would be bad for my health, for my mental health. It would not help me. Maybe. We'll see. Again, they have their own thing and they're very busy. And I don't like poking at like the large channels. At best, it might be like Mash and Drum maybe someday if you wanted to. Emphasis on if you wanted to. Trev maybe someday if you wanted to. Hot Butter Rolls probably would do that. And the Mash Bill, like I said, it was keen on doing something at some point, the KIllco Schwaggins thing. But we'll see. Again, you wouldn't know until it happened because that's how I want it. I don't like. I definitely make up some kind of thumbnail saying Friday night Drinkstream with special guest. That's all I would say. I wouldn't say who. Special guest. I don't know. I haven't hit any special thing other than saying, I'm mentally unwell. I don't have a job. I accept donations. I do not have the luxury that other whiskey tube channels have. Like, everything that's donated is to help with the channel and help me just deal with bills and expenses. Not to the point where I'm in trouble, but it helps, and it does help me buy and do little special things for myself, like going out to dinner, getting food somewhere, that kind of thing. Nothing major, but I try to make it very apparent that any donation to the channel is to help the channel and literally me. That's why it's so important that I admit that early on, because I do not have a normal job at all, other than working for my parents. I do some work for them, and that counts technically. All right, real quick, I got like 60 seconds left. We're pouring this all into one glass. And then you'll see exactly how much whiskey I accidentally poured myself. Oh gosh, it's already too much. Oh God. I'm going to take my time with this. Good grief. There we are. Look at it. That's a lot of whiskey. Smells pretty good. Kind of smells like the Weller now. It's improved. It's a little watery and kind of thin, but nothing major. I'll stop by. I'll poke my head in. But that's it, folks. We've done our 2 hours. Trev Wilson's going live next. Hopefully I'll see some of you there, or you can go to Scotch Down Under if he's still going. I don't know what he's doing. Well, but as always, I got to get to the countdown timer and put my thing on the right thing. Thank you all for being here. Tune in next Sunday or this Sunday. I'll be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will see you all then. Remember, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And Sancha.